This is the Detroit Sports Podcast Network.
You think you were going to go to Detroit before the draft started?
I mean, I definitely thought they were a team that had interest in me. But, there's a handful of teams that have interest in you. And, I've heard guys tell me I got drafted by a team that I didn't even talk to. I definitely thought they were interested, but, there's no surefire way to know.
How would you say your game translates into Detroit's offensive scheme?
I think they kind of want a toughness, kind of an edge to their offensive line, and for an offensive line to be tone setters. But I've never played it down in this league, so I have to go in and earn everything that I get.
Do you think going in you're better in pass pro or you're a better run grader?
I think I'm really consistent in both.
That's right. Taylor Decker is your new left tackle for the Detroit Football Lions. Welcome to the Vinny Stubbs Show. I'm Vinny Stubbs. Sitting across from me is the Hellraiser, Ward the Heckler. Elliott, how the hell are you, my friend?
Wonderful, sir. Wonderful. Ready to get the show started.
Let's get it going. What'd you think about the first-round draft pick?
Well, from where they were picking at, I like the pick. I hear a lot of people, bashing the pick, bashing Taylor Decker, talking about he's the fourth best tackle in the draft, so on and so forth. But the guy was an unquestioned leader on that offensive line and a national championship caliber team year in and year out.
It's not necessarily that they're saying he's the best fourth tackle in the draft, but he actually was the fourth best tackle in the draft. And you cannot draft the fourth best anything in the first round. You have to draft the best player available for your team.
Yes, you draft the best player available.
I was mad when they first drafted him initially, but then I seen what Bob Quinn did yesterday.
Okay.
Getting the center and getting the defensive tackle, which they really needed. Oh, my God. So I'm not as pissed off as I was, but I thought that they were going to trade with either Houston or Kansas City and draft that center out of Alabama, Ryan Kelly, because, let's be honest, Travis Swanson is like the worst center in the NFL, and they had the worst offensive line in the league last year and the worst rushing yards. So, I mean, I would take David Akers over Travis Swanson, so I can't be too upset.
Yeah, he's a backup in the league.
Who, David Akers?
No, it's Travis Swanson. So what I was saying too is I like the way that that Quinn attacked it. He went offensive line, defensive line, because as you know, you win games in the trenches with that timing, and the fact that he took two run specialists in Glasgow and Decker, I think that's really going to improve our offensive line in the run game, which is much needed because we were dead last in the NFL.
What's your favorite pick so far?
Sean Robinson. I think it was a great value pick at the in the second round. I was surprised he fell to Detroit at that level. Being a guy who's 6'6" and 311 and the unquestioned anchor of a national championship caliber team. And the guy just looks so intimidating, and he plays with a lot of passion and a lot of power. I think he's going to come here and be a staple on the inside of that line for years.
I thought that I honest to God, I thought that Bob Quinn was like really going to neglect that position because Nada's going to do Nada, and Tyron Walker's going to end up in a walker by the fourth preseason game.
Yes, exactly, and I just like the fact that he's addressing the lines with good young talent.
Yes, he is,
and he's grabbing players that are huge.
What?
I said he was about to grab guys, but I know how your personality is, so I can't see grabbing guys around you.
I don't know anything about Glenn Glasgow. I know that he played one season under Jim Harbaugh, so I'll take it. So I know that he's a hard worker.
Well, he's a 6'6", 310-pound offensive center.
Dude, they needed it so bad.
After years of having Dominic Raiola being pushed around by bigger guys, Raiola was an all-effort guy, but he was one of the smallest centers in the league. Now we have a guy coming out of the Big Ten, used to playing huge defensive tackles and guys like that, and at 6'6" and 310 to coach Glasgow up, this is going to be an overwhelmingly powerful center because he's a mauler. He's a run blocker, and he's an absolute mauler.
I agree with you 100% on that. And like I said, it doesn't get any worse than Travis Swanson, so I'm glad they addressed that need. I had no idea about this Glasgow guy, but I watched footage on him on YouTube, so the guy looks pretty stellar, and he did a really good job with Jake Rudock last year. And like I said before, he was coached under Harbaugh, so the guy's a hard worker.
Yes.
The Taylor Decker thing, this is my thing with him. I don't even know. He could just be like Riley Reef 2.0. The guy's not a good pass blocker. He's known for blocking the run.
Okay.
You need Stafford you need protection for Matt Stafford. He's the quarterback. You need to protect the guy.
Yeah, sure. I mean, you're obviously right, but obviously with
yes, I am obviously right.
With Megatron retiring, it's now going to push the Lions into more of a balanced offense, a little more run in the run game, obviously. a little less pass attempts, I believe that Stafford's going to be doing. I think he's going to be going back to a more game management thing instead of just throwing the ball to Megatron.
That doesn't work. You've seen it with Lombardi. That doesn't work. They started the season off 0-5 and ended up getting his ass fired.
I understand that, but now
Stafford's
we have a
gunslinger. You need to sling the ball. The guy's not a pass protector.
Okay, he can sling the ball. He can make all the throws you want out of a quarterback, but at the same time, you have got to have a solid run game in order to compete in this league.
Does Glasgow start week 1?
I believe he does.
Really?
I believe he does because of his size, because of his tenaciousness, and the fact that he's coming out of Michigan, and that his potential is going to be that of a starting NFL center. And Swanson, unless Swanson makes leaps and bounds in the offseason, I just don't see Swanson starting over this man.
Mm-hmm. So what, do you think Swanson's going to start on the line at all?
I think he's just going to be a backup guard.
Just to add depth?
Yeah, just to add depth. I think he's going to be there. Obviously, we got him for 3 or 4 more years because of his rookie contract. But I just don't see him starting over Glasgow.
Mm-hmm. What do you think about Miles Killebrew? I don't know anything about this guy.
I know a little bit about him. He's a 6'3", 220 safety out of Southern Utah. They say he's a very good tackler. A little slow on his 40 time in the draft, but plays with a lot of instinct. And Kuiper liked the draft pick for the Lions.
Kuiper likes everything.
Well, he does, but he had a lot of good things to say. But at the same time, at 6'3" and 220, that's almost like a tailor-made size safety coming out and playing with Glover Quinn, learning under Glover Quinn. I think he's going to shoot up in his rookie year and play pretty well.
A'Shawn Robinson, does he start week 1?
Absolutely.
Over Walker, right?
Over Walker.
So it's going to be Nada and
Robinson, and I think that Robinson is going to come out and be one of the best defensive tackles in the game this year as a rookie.
Mm-hmm. I like what Bob Quinn's done overall. And another question is, I told you before, I don't know anything about Miles Killebrew. Does he start over Raphael Bush?
I don't think so.
Start, so they're just adding depth.
I think they're adding depth. I think that with Killebrew's pick, I think they're going to add depth with it. But Bush is not a great playmaker, but he's an adequate pro. Mm-hmm. And I think what they're going to do is they're going to bring Killebrew along, develop the guy, and I could see by season end maybe him taking some snaps away from Bush and possibly getting into the starting lineup.
Mm-hmm. Well, on paper, they do look a lot better than they did last week, I'll tell you that much.
Well, I think all teams do.
What do you think the rest of the needs are for the team?
Well, obviously, we're going to have to find another corner that can play opposite Slay. The guys we have in our team right now, obviously, they're solid, but there's just no big playmaker there. No, pure number 2. Rasheem Mathis retiring because of a brain injury. They're going to have to find somebody either in free agency or somebody who gets cut during training camp, but that's definitely going to be a need they have to address immediately.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know. I think Raphael Bush starts. I think they use Miles Killebrew more as a nickel guy.
Yes.
And because Abdul Quddus went to Miami.
Yes.
So I think they're going to insert Miles Killebrew in as a nickel, and I think eventually over time that he'll end up being the starting safety for the Lions. I don't know. That's just me being optimistic. If you want but there's negatives that come with it. He could be a total bust.
Yes, no, absolutely, he could be. But like I said, being a 4th round pick, I believe the percentages are like 20-25% of those guys make the NFL rosters. This is going to be one of the 20-25% that really makes the NFL roster. I think plays.
I got to be honest, and I'm very pessimistic when it comes to the Detroit Lions, as you know.
Yes.
With the exception of Taylor Decker, because he's got question mark blocking in the passing game. In my heart of hearts, this is the best draft I've ever seen him do.
I am right with you. I haven't seen, especially with drafting later instead of in the top 5 or 10, like where Lions fans are used to seeing. They go 16, and a lot of people don't realize, when they come out of Ohio State or they come out of college, they're expected to be coached up. So
right.
So the little things that the pro scouts are looking at Decker that are having question marks are, those are going to be fixed in camp with a lot of work. I mean, this guy is 6'8", almost 320 pounds. This is a very large left tackle, and he's coming out of college with a better pedigree than what Riley Reif did. I mean, this guy is going to be better than Reif.
Will he be better than Jeff Backus?
That's tough to say. Will he play that long and be quality? Like Backus was a mauler and a effort player.
Yeah.
But this guy's bigger and stronger, and he's coming out of Ohio State. And I honestly, and he's not going far from home. He's going to have a support system around him. He's from Ohio, so his family's going to be up here being able to see him play. So I think he's positioned to have a real good career here in Detroit.
Is it possible that they just put Riley Reif on the opposite side, and then they at right tackle, and they use Taylor Decker at the left, and they still keep Riley Reif on the line? And what do you think about Adrian Waddle?
Waddle, to me, is just going to be a backup. I don't believe he starts.
Does Lake and Tomlinson progress?
Yes, absolutely. I believe so. I've watched Tomlinson last year in the camps and even in the games and things like that. That's a big, strong guy. And granted, he's coming out of Duke, getting used to the NFL lifestyle and the NFL game and the speed of the NFL. I believe Decker starts on the right side with Reeves starting at left because of the experience factor and because traditionally you run behind your right tackle and your right guard. That's your power side for run. And with Decker, unless he makes great improvements in the passing game and pass protection, I believe he starts at right tackle week 1.
Mm-hmm. Lions offense ranked 18th last year, and their running game ranked dead last, so it can't get any worse.
Yes.
Does their offense improve overall, even with the departure of Kelvin Johnson?
With an improved run game and improved offensive line.
How has the running game improved?
Because the offensive line has been addressed. You got 2.
You don't have a big physical back.
You don't need a big physical back right now. What you have is...
You don't.
Listen, there's no big running backs on the team, obviously. We picked Abdul with our pick, and he's expected to produce this year. He came out as a rookie. Did okay in certain situations, but he wasn't counted upon. He had fumbling issues early. If he gets past the fumbling issues
early,
especially early, later in the year, but early he had 3 fumbles in the first 4 or 5 games, and that's what really got Joique Bell some carries late in games because they couldn't really trust Abdullah. But if he proves his fumbling issues are over, then I think that the run game is going to be greatly improved.
I don't know. I don't see how you can get any worse in the running department. Theo Riddick's not a big physical back. Stephen Ridley's not a big physical back. And Amir Abdullah fumbles the ball a lot, especially in their own red zone. I mean, I can't trust that guy. Maybe he's going to be a good kick returner, and they're going to use him as a kick returner. Golden Tate will be a punt returner, and they're going to use Theo Riddick and Stephen Ridley in the running game.
But Abdullah's got game-breaking speed.
You won't even see him in the game.
He's going to start.
He might be a third down back and catch balls out of the backfield.
Abdullah's going to get 800 yards rushing this year.
Wow, Lord, what a reach!
Well, I mean, between the 3-back system, that's not too bad. He's not going to be the guy coming out of the backfield catching the passes, obviously, and he's not going to be your third down back. But as your first and second down option, the guy's got game-breaking speed and he can juke people.
Mm-hmm. He's Javid Best, dude, but
No, he's not Javid Best. Javid Best was a game breaker with lightning speed.
He can be Javid
was
Best,
a good
but
receiver.
He's got to learn how to control the ball. Dude, Javid Best ruined my life.
Yes, Best getting hurt was a huge. It just destroyed the Lions' offense in terms of running, and the guy was just a total team player. And every week he was doing something: 20-yard run, 40-yard run. I can remember against the Bears on our first Monday night game in quite a while with a game-breaking run.
You hear this? You hear this noise?
That's high quality.
If anybody can hear that noise in the background, I apologize in advance. I bought the shittiest equipment on the planet. There we go. Is that better?
Much better.
Jeez, oh, Pete. I mean, I took all my tax money and I put it into the shitty equipment, and it's not doing anything for me. It's backfiring in my face.
Well, it sounds okay. It's
Thank you,
podcast. The previous podcasts have been pretty solid.
Yeah. So all in all, I still have the Lions going 7-9. They have a lot of building to do. If they do go 7-9 again, does Jim Caldwell come back?
No, he's out of here. I think if they have a slow start, he's fired.
Really?
I really do. I think that they have. If they come out and they lose 2 or 3 games off the rip in the first month of the season, I don't see him being here. I see Quinn wanting to make changes. This guy obviously has the reins of the team right now. He's doing what he wants to do. He's building inside out with the Lions, and I see him making a coaching change if we don't start out quick.
Do you think he's going to go a defensive-minded coach or an offensive-minded coach?
Oh, defensive-minded coach.
I want Matt Patricia from New England.
Well, a lot of people do. Can you pull him away from there? That's another story. They'll have to wait till after the season, obviously, to talk to him if they, during the season, because you can't replace a head coach with an assistant unless New England allows you to, which I don't see them doing.
Right.
That was brought to you by Budweiser.
That was brought to you by Red Bull and Spread. Oh, my God. Did you see the Minnesota Vikings draft your boy, Laquan Treadwell? We're in big trouble. We are in big, big trouble.
Well, Cordell Patterson is not doing what he was supposed to do.
He's a kick returner, and he's very dangerous.
He's very dangerous, a lot of speed, Percy Harvin-esque.
And don't forget about Diggs either, man. That guy's a monster.
No, he is. He is. I think they had a good draft because they took Alexander out of Clemson, who was a very good cornerback, obviously for Clemson, and played well all season last year, covering the number one receivers on the teams they played, and he proved his worth. So they had a pretty good draft there. They traded away the third-round pick. They didn't have a third-round pick. But the Treble trade is going to make up for Mike Wallace's departure, for the fact that Cordell Patterson has not developed like he should, and should give Bridgewater, a guy that can really run routes and that can play.
Who had the best draft in the NFL thus far? What is it, the 5th round? I got Arizona Cardinals. They did a really good job taking a risk on Robert Emkendiche. Is that how you say his name? Robert
Eichenball. That's the way I call him.
Robert Eichenball.
The guy can play. I like the Giants draft. They went out and they got Eli Apple, the cornerback out of Ohio State. Guy can play, one of the top 3 corners in all of college football. And then they went out and they took Sterling Shepard, a wide receiver at Oklahoma, who grew up in the division. His dad actually played in the division for the Cowboys and Redskins, I believe. And then they took Darian Thompson, that safety out of Boise State, the big hitter, who was arguably one of the best safeties in the draft. And the guy's got good speed, had a good combine workout, and they got him in the 3rd round, did very well with
So
it.
you like what McAdoo's doing? What about the Philadelphia Eagles drafting Carson Wentz? I'm not too high on this guy. He didn't go against any good competition.
I think it was a pick that they know Bradford's out of here. They were hoping they can get 1 year out of Bradford.
I love how Bradford's complaining about it. Like, what? You had so many opportunities. The only good year you had was your rookie year, and you tore your ACL. Besides, you haven't done shit in the league since.
Yes.
That's what kind of quarterback you are. Let him take it or leave it.
He's a big risk factor, is Bradford, and he just doesn't seem to make great decisions in the clutch. But Wentz, I think, was more of a necessity pick. Hey, they got to have somebody. You don't win in the NFL without a quality quarterback. Now they're bringing in a rookie, a guy that can throw hard. He can make all the throws that you want to see out of a guy. They were saying that he's got 62 or 63 mile per hour velocity on his throws, which is right there with Aaron Rodgers and some other quarterbacks in the NFL.
Yeah, I understand, but this is what scares me about Carson Wentz. Cleveland passed up on you and traded, and Philadelphia lost a lot of draft picks for this guy, so he better pan out.
Yes, I understand, but Cleveland had a...
I'm literally going to break all this shit. I can't take it anymore.
That's awesome. Can I get it on YouTube so we can put it on the show?
Yeah. I hope no one can hear that. That is so bad.
No one's going to hear it.
You don't think so?
No, not over your voice.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I thought you were talking about your horrible voice. I thought that was bad.
Oh, yeah, everybody messages me on Twitter like, your voice sucks, and then people are sending me text messages saying, oh, dude, the show sucks, man. Vinny's voice is terrible, even though we have the most downloads. And
you're always going to have haters.
Number 3 in Detroit.
You're always going to have
kiss
haters.
my ass.
Exactly. You're always going to have haters out here and people that want to.
What do you want me to talk like? Some guys from Channel 95.5 and talk like a girl?
Oh, that's the way the world's going to now.
Yeah, I know. What the hell do you want from me?
I thought the Lions did an excellent job drafting. I don't even know what the hell I'm talking about.
That's a wonderful fuchsia sweater you have on today.
Yeah, thank you. So I give the Lions draft as of right now. I give it first round. I'd give that a B-. It was a necessity, but the guy can't block when Matt Stafford's passing.
You guys say he can't block.
I don't know. You can coach too high up. He blocks too damn high, and he cannot.
He's 6'8". He's a big dude. What do you expect out of guys? He's going to learn to drop those hips a little bit in the pros. But at 6'8" and 320, he's going to block high. He's a massive left tackle.
Let's just pray to God he doesn't turn out to be Johnny Colbreth.
He's not going to be Johnny Colbreth. Colbreth was a 7th round pick. He wasn't nearly as qualified coming out of college as Decker was. Decker is a warrior. This guy can play. He can hit people, and he's going to be a very good tackle for the Lions.
Is he better than Tunsil?
Oh,
is he better than Conklin?
No, Conklin maybe. Tunsil, according to scouting reports, no. But there you don't have the risk factors. Hey, is this guy smoking blunts in the corner over here, or what is he doing?
Did you see that?
Is he fighting his stepfather? He's got Tunsil had a lot of ifs, and knowing the Lions, they don't want to take those big risk factors of guys with drugs. You just don't want to do it in sports, especially
the Dolphins
with
are heading down the same road the Lions did with Schwartz.
People forget we have a tyrant that makes $40 million a year running the NFL and suspends everybody for everything possible. You can't take chances on guys like that.
Did you hear that standing ovation he got?
Yes. Oh, yeah. He was. I want to thank all the fans who attended the NFL draft and booed Roger the Tyrant Goodell every time he came up there.
I hate Roger Goodell with a passion.
He had to bring Butkus up there and a bunch of kids to get a standing ovation. It was wonderful.
What was I going to say about Roger Goodell? Oh, yeah, I hate you. What was I going to say? Shit.
I hate his suit and I hate his face. I hope he retires soon.
And Dominican? Wouldn't you love to see him tear his meniscus?
Yes, tackling Roger Goodell.
And tearing his clitoris.
Tearing his clitoris muscle. Yeah. I see he's on that new show coming out on HBO with The Rock, and I hope he does a horrible job acting.
Yes, he was a terrible human being altogether. Like I was going to say, I give the first round a B-, A+ in the second round with A'Shawn Robinson.
Absolutely.
That is an absolute necessity. Glenn Glasgow, I mean, it doesn't get worse than Travis Swanson, so I'll give that a B+. And Miles Killebrew is yet to be determined. I have no idea. Hopefully he pans out. I think all four of these guys can start. I
believe so. I really do, especially with the fact that we've struggled in the offensive line last year. I think Robinson comes in as an immediate starter. The guy's just a monster. He looks like Suge Knight, but pissed off. I mean, he looked mean coming off the draft. I mean, he's a big, mean, mauler defensive tackle, and he's going to make a big difference. But really, I think value with Glasgow, I mean, 6'6", 310 as a center, that's a big guy. And, I mean, we haven't had that here in Detroit out of any center I've ever seen, in years. I think this guy's going to make a huge difference in the run game and the pass protection. I sure hope
you're right, because that's how Dallas is being successful with that big offensive line.
Absolutely.
Why did A'Shawn Robinson slide down so far?
I'm not really sure. I know they took a couple defensive tackles right before him. I don't see why. There's no character issues with the guy. There's no motor issues with the guy. I mean, you see him every week playing against top-notch talent, winning the national title, making huge differences in the defensive line. I don't know, but then again, you don't understand why Jerron Reed fell as far as he did. But,
right, that was crazy too.
But it's just you're going off of needs, you're going off best available player, and every general manager and scouting department have different draft boards.
Mm-hmm. All right, when we come back, we'll knock out the Tigers and Little Caesars Arena on the Vinny Stubbs Show. Brought to you by Little Caesars Arena. And now,
I wish.
Vinny Stubbs. Michael Fulmer pitched 5 in the third last night and kicked some serious ass, 3 Ks and only 1 walk. Heckler. What do you think about my boy Michael Fulmer that we got from the Mets, son?
A lot of upside, a lot of great potential out of the young man, a lot of movement.
Screaming into the mic. Listen.
That's what we do here at the Vinny Stubbs Show.
Grab my balls! All right, I've had enough. Michael Fulmer. Stellar performance for a rookie coming out of Dublin AAA, walking up to the major leagues. Was very impressive with the fastball and the mix of his pitches. I mean, 94 topped out at 97 there in the second inning. Beautiful.
Had a lot of late tail to, much like the bars around here, a lot of late tail on his fastball.
Very good point.
And he kept guys off balance all night and did very well.
I was really impressed with Fulmer. The Tigers are at 12-10, and Kansas City's sliding. Last week I said that I don't think they're going to slide. Dude, are the White Sox going to go away? They're 16-8.
The White Sox are legit. They've rebuilt the team. Chris Sale is pitching well. The offense is strong.
Clicking on all cylinders.
Yes, they're definitely clicking on all cylinders. Excuse me, and they're winning games and they're winning the close games. They're coming out and they're doing well. So I mean, they're going to be there all year. They're going to win the division. I think
the White Sox.
Yes, I think so.
I had them going third, but I had them going over 500. I thought the division would be a lot better than what it is.
Yes.
I apologize. Yeah, I like what I've seen out of Michael Fulmer. I don't know. Their bullpen's still going to struggle. I mean, last night they went 9-2. Last night they whooped some serious ass.
Well, to tell you the truth, the bullpen's been the strength of the team. I mean, if you look at the starters, you got Verlander at almost a 5.5 ERA. Shane Green 6.28. Annable, who pitched very well the other day.
No, he didn't. He's so inconsistent. What he had, like 9 Ks and like 9 walks.
9 Ks, 7 walks. Got a lot of ground ball outs, but still only allowed 2 earned runs.
He's so inconsistent.
He hit the corners a lot with those pitches. When he walked guys, it wasn't by much. He was painting corners, and he wasn't just getting the strikes, on especially strike 2 and strike 3 counts that the umpires were calling. But if you look at the relief pitching, especially the middle relief, it's been the strength of this team because between Boyd, Alex, and Justin Wilson and Kensing, they got 24 innings pitched between the 4 pitchers and 1 earned run allowed. Mm-hmm. That's strong. And now you got Daniel Norris coming back, who's in AAA right now, and he's coming back. And when he gets up here, I think he's going to make a big difference. We got to get Pelfrey out of there. He's got a 1.92 whip, 4.64 ERA. He's just not doing it.
Yeah, Pelfrey's whip is disgusting. So, like I said last week, I think that he's going to be like the Joakim Soria. He's going to be the 7th and 8th inning guy to set up K-Rod.
No, he's not on. I don't.
They're
think
paying him $8 million a year. They have to.
I understand
they have to use this guy.
Well, they have to. I understand that, but at the same time,
he's just not a starter.
No, he's not a starter.
So it's either going to come down to Michael Fulmer or Danny Norris as the number 4 or 5 pitcher.
Well, I think
it's both.
I think it's going to be both. I think that Fulmer, the way he pitched against the Twins, he deserves another start.
So it goes Zimmerman, Verlander, Sanchez, Fulmer, Norris.
Yes, I believe so.
That's nice.
I believe for the rest of the year, that's what it's obviously going to take a couple weeks, possibly a month for Norris to get 3, 4, 5 starts under his belt at Toledo and get back comfortable and locating well to get back to the major leagues. But I think Fulmer is here to stay. And another guy they got right now, in last year's first round, a guy that I got to see last year at the East Coast Pro and the Area Code tryouts was Bo Burrows. And he's a 6'2" Texas kid right now, 94, 96 mile an hour, and he's over a strikeout per inning down there in the minor leagues. And don't be surprised if you see him late in the year this year. This kid can pitch.
I don't know. I went to the game the other day, the game where your boy Tyler Collins flicked the whole crowd off.
Yeah, so standing.
When I walked in there, as soon as I walked in there, I seen him do it. I couldn't believe it. I was like, did he just flick us off?
Yeah.
What do you do with Tyler Collins?
Exactly what he did. Send him down to the minor leagues.
I would just literally cut him.
They're winning the game. They were winning the game. He made an error at the time. He just, I don't want to call it a rookie mistake. It's just a lapse in judgment.
A rookie mistake? He's been playing for like 3 or 4 years now. I mean, get it together.
Well, he's just not.
You don't flick the crowd out that sits there and supports you.
No, you don't pull Joe Nathan. You don't, and that's just
Jonathan Papelbon.
Papelbon does it all the time.
Hey, guy, you don't have the talent, first of all, to be flicking anybody off.
Well, at least he's not like Juan Rivera and stealing stuff out of people's lockers.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I'm really scared about all these pitchers because the only guy that's really producing is Zimmerman. His whip, I don't know where it's at, but it's substantially like minuscule as opposed to all the other pitchers. But they're
ERA 0.35.
The only guy that can pitch over 5 1/3. It's scaring me.
Yes, and he is at the time. I mean, Verlander's walking some guys. He's still at over a strikeout per inning, which is encouraging. He's still throwing well. His last start did okay, so hopefully he's coming back a little bit. But I think the future for our starters is going to be in them younger guys because unless Anibal can really step up, I just don't see Verlander and Sanchez making a huge difference in games this year. They're just not pitching there. The velo is average, 90, 92, 93 for these guys. They're not going to overpower anybody, so they got to learn to paint the corners and pitch. And I just don't know if they're going to be able to do that.
Mm-hmm. Little Caesars Arena, thoughts?
Didn't really care for the name selection. I thought they could have done better. I thought, the Motor City Arena after Motor City Casino would have been something nice. I've heard there's a petition started, I guess, to want to name it Caesars Coliseum.
I'd take it over Little Caesars.
I would take it over Little Caesars Arena, but at the same time, American corporations pay hundreds of millions of dollars for naming rights to stadium, and all the Ilitch family did was keep it in the family. So every time someone mentions a Detroit Red Wing game, they can't go without saying Little Caesars Pizza.
Yeah, I know, that's crazy. How are you supposed to
get into the arena? I mean, it's the Joe Louis.
It's not. They're still going to call it the Joe, but why would you name it after something as shitty as Little Caesars?
$5 hot and ready.
How can you trust a product when they're named after something so shitty?
Seriously, I don't understand it. They might as well call it Hot and Ready Arena. They might as well. I'm not sure, but you know what? It's Mike Ilitch. He is in his 80s, maybe 90 now. He's starting to lose it a little bit, so I think, they made a bad decision here with the Little Caesars Arena.
Yeah, but nevertheless, I can't wait for it to open up. And what do you think about the MLS team that's coming to Detroit, possibly?
I love it. I think it's nothing but great things for Detroit. It's going to build another stadium downtown. It's going to get rid of that ridiculous eyesore of the currently wannabe new Wayne County Jail that they couldn't fix because the Detroit City Council and all the representatives that were in charge of handling that mishandled it to a T. So now that $100 million building they built, they're going to tear it down and build a brand new MLS stadium. I love it.
They wasted $1 million on that.
$100 million.
Oh, it was $100 million?
$100 million on that.
You two, Detroit is so unnecessary.
Yes.
So when we come back, we're going to do the predictions for the Tigers in the month of May. We'll do it by series, and then we'll touch on Andre Drummond. I got a few things I got to say about the Pistons. Shoot me in the balls.
Bang, bang.
Boom. We'll do the series picks, and then what the hell was I going to say, Ward?
I can't remember. You got to quit drinking so much.
Take your shirt off, please.
All right, thank you.
Okay, when we come back on the Vinny Stubbs Show, we'll do the Tigers' May predictions. I was a game off last for the month of April. I had them going 14-10, but they're only playing 23 games.
Okay.
So if they win tonight, they'll be 13-10. So I was right on the money with that.
Okay.
So we'll do that when we come back next on the Vinny Stubbs Show.
Thank you.
Decker. He's got a really tiny pecker. Woo! Ward.
Yes, sir.
All right. We're going to touch on the Detroit Tigers in the month of May. If they win tonight, they go 13-10. And I don't know about this one. It's going to be tough.
Tigers are actually up 3-0 right now on the Twins.
So they'll be 13-10. Just like I said, are you ready for the month of May? The prediction, we'll do it by series, okay? You ready for this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And my mic's messing up again, and I'm going to kill somebody.
Okay. Well, I'll get you a lawyer.
Okay. Thank you very much, my friend. Ward.
Yes, sir.
3 games, all at Cleveland.
I'm guessing Tigers win two of those 3.
So they're 2-1. 3 at home against the Rangers.
I believe that we're going to do very well against Texas at home. I'm going to have to say 2-1 in that series as well.
2-1. I got against the Indians. They go 1-2 in Cleveland. Then they go 2-1 against the Rangers. Okay, next series is in Washington. They take on the Nationals. 3 games. Go.
I don't believe we win a game in that series.
0-3.
I think Dusty Baker and those guys put it to us.
They're on a mission. I'm going to give them 1 win, 1-2. All right. Then they travel to Baltimore to take on the Orioles for 4 games.
Orioles are hot, 14-8, leading the AL East. I think we go 1-2 in that series.
Oh, my goodness. So what'd you have them at?
I think 1-2. I think
we're playing 4 games against the Orioles.
Oh, we're playing 4-1. Okay. I just don't see us doing very well against Baltimore's hot, but then again, we are coming up. I say we split it 2-2.
2-2. I'll go 2-2 too. And they are hot, and so is Buck Showalter.
Yes.
God, can you imagine seeing them in a banana hammock? Okay, 3 at home against Minnesota.
I think we sweep them. Twins are 7-16 right now, not playing well. We're obviously hitting their pitching, and they're not hitting us. So I just don't see the Twins beating us.
I got them going 2-1. They're not sweeping anybody. Okay, then 3 against Tampa Bay at home.
Ooh, that's going to be... I like the Rays. They're just below 500 at the moment. I see us going 2-1 in that series.
2-1?
Yeah, 2-1 in that series against the Rays. I think we win 2 games.
I say we sweep them. Okay, 3 at home against Philadelphia. Philly's hot.
Philly's hot. They're playing okay, 13-10. I think if we play them 3 games, I think we win 2 out of the 3 against Philly.
Philly?
Yeah, I think we win
2-1 against
yeah.
Philly. I'm gonna go 3-0. Philadelphia ain't that great. They suck. I don't know how they're achieving. Okay, then you got 3 at Oakland.
Well, Athletics, they're a middle of the pack team right now, 12-12. They're only a game and a half out, which that means they're going to be fighting every day. I see us winning 2 out of the 3 there. I don't see us sweeping Oakland.
I agree. Let me go 2-1 as well. And finally, 2 against Anaheim and Anaheim.
Oh, well, the Angels are playing not up to the standards. They got a sub-500 record right now, 4th in that division, but still, even with the under 500 record, the Angels are still only 2 games back of first place. Mike Trout is starting to come alive. I see us winning 2 of the 3 games.
2 out of 3? There's,
I believe...
There's 2 games for the month of May that we're doing. So it's only 2 games.
Oh, it's only 2 games? I think we win them both.
We're doing May.
I think we win them both.
So 2-0?
Tigers are getting hot. Our relief pitching is really holding us down as well. But I think with Daniel Norris coming back and Fulmer coming back, I think it's going to give us a spark.
I got them going 1-1. And just because it's the month of May and they are playing Minnesota right now, as you know, but they play them again tomorrow for the first day of May. Do they beat the Twins tomorrow?
Yes, we beat the Twins tomorrow.
1-0, and I agree, 1-0. Okay, so let's tally this up. You ready?
Yes, sir.
All right.
This brings back memories of my childhood with the Super Mario Brothers.
No, it's RBI Baseball.
Oh, that's right, RBI Baseball. There we go.
So we tallied it up, and we both had them going 18-10 in the month of May, and that's seriously a reach. I don't know if they can do that good. So by the end of May, they'll be 30-20.
I think they can. I think the bats are starting to come alive. Castellanos is hitting well. Cabrera's getting warmed up. Victor Martinez is hitting. So as it gets warmer, the Dominican players who are used to the warm weather and things like that, they're going to start hitting better. And I think Fulmer is going to come on and provide a spark. I think Daniel Norris coming back is going to come on and provide a spark to give us better quality starting pitching. And I think I see them going 7-8 games above 500 for the month. We're playing
7-8 over. I guess I agree because I wrote down the same thing.
I mean, we're playing Tampa Bay.
What if they go like 10-18? Does Ausmus get fired before the All-Star break if they underachieve?
If they're significantly under 500, yes, I think he does. He doesn't last the season if they're significantly under 500. Okay. But I just see us in May, since we're playing teams that are in the middle of the pack for the most part in their respective divisions, and guys that are fighting to be 500. I think we come across. I think we beat them.
All right. Well, I sure as hell hope we're both right. We're probably both wrong. But I did like what I seen out of Michael Fulmer yesterday, and the sky's the limit for that young man. Dude, please contribute to this team. We need you desperately.
Yes, he's going to.
Okay, listen. There's rumors swirling around, but that's just in the Detroit market, and it's not anywhere else but Detroit. But I heard rumors that Andre Drummond's going to get re-signed by the Pistons, trade it with Stanley Johnson in a first-round draft pick to Sacramento for DeMarcus Cousins. Your thoughts? Would you pull the trigger on that?
No.
No?
I wouldn't pull the trigger on the deal because of Johnson in the first-round pick. I can see Drummond will be a restricted free agent this year. I can see teams coming after him to sign him to a max deal that the Pistons are going to have to match. But personally, I would love to see them trade Drummond to get a quality big man like Cousins, but to give up Stanley Johnson, who's got a lot of talent and a lot of future in this league, and a first-round pick as well, I don't think that's the move you make unless Cousins is willing to re-sign a long-term contract with the Pistons.
I agree. I couldn't see them pulling the trigger on something like that. This is what they need to do. They need to re-sign Andre Drummond. So re-sign Andre Drummond. You're going to have to give the guy the max deal. I mean, he'll learn. I mean, you can't get any worse from the free throw line. And then Stanley Johnson's going to come into his own next year, and he's going to be a way better defender. I wish they would have got at least one win against the Cleveland Cavaliers to build up some confidence heading into the next season, possibly getting a 6th or 5th seed. There's so many good teams in the East now. I mean, you got to worry about the Celtics. You got the Hawks.
Yes.
I think Charlotte's a joke. In Miami, Eric Spoelstra's doing one hell of a job there.
Yeah, he is. But
So all in all, I think you re-sign Andre Drummond, give him a max deal. He'll get better at his free throws. He's got to play better. He looked so lackadaisical in the first round of the playoffs.
To say he's going to get better at free throws is wrong because he had the worst free throw shooting percentage this year.
Just get better at defense. I mean, do something. I don't. That's what I'm
defense.
So afraid.
He averages 1.5 steals and 1.5 blocks a game on defense. He's a very solid defensive contributor.
Right.
But if he could average 60% from the line, he'd be a 20-point force. He averaged 16 a game with the lowest shooting percentage in NBA history for free throws.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was like they had 32%.
Yeah, 32.5.
Yeah, I don't know. You're going to have to get it together, Andre Drummond. I don't know, man.
You can't give a guy a max contract who has to sit the bench in the fourth quarter.
So what do you do then? Use Aaron Baines? You're not going to get a good draft pick.
I think you sign and trade Drummond for another big man. I mean, there's guys coming out. Hassan Whiteside's going to be a free agent coming out of Miami this year. So he's a quality, big. Al Horford's going to be out there. Paul Gasol could be out there. DeMar DeRozan's going to be out there. There's going to be some guys that can play.
So you're going to let Drummond walk?
No, you're not going to let Drummond walk. You're going to sign a trade deal with him and to get a quality piece or some decent draft picks out of him.
I would like to see Cousins come here, but he is from what I hear, he is a cancer in the locker room.
I believe it.
If you get George Karl fired.
Yeah.
You're a horrible human being.
Yeah, and George Karl
he's like LeBron, but he's never won anything.
Right, well, he's not as good as LeBron, obviously. Cousins is a big interior force. Very cocky, very arrogant guy, but obviously, being a 7-footer, 6'10" like that, and being a quality NBA player, you're going to have that swag to play in the league. But at least he hits free throws, and at least he's not sitting on the bench in the fourth quarter with 2 or 3 minutes to go as your best interior defensive player sitting on the bench because you can't hit free throws and you're destroying your team.
What do you think about Steph Curry? He's out 2 weeks.
I think
Sprained MCL?
I think it's a huge loss to the NBA. I think when he comes back, he's not going to come back fast and full force. I think he's only going to be 75% of what he was.
So are you changing your predictions to the San Antonio Spurs?
No.
You know LeBron's happier than a pig and shit right now.
LeBron's happy right now, but I do not see Golden State. Golden State without Curry are still ballers. Those guys are shooting. They get rebounds. They shoot threes, and they play good team ball.
So you still have a repeat of last year, the NBA Finals?
I have a repeat of last year.
Warriors win?
Warriors will win because Curry will be back for the NBA Finals in full force.
All right, we usually do this on the Motor City Sports Rant, but we couldn't do it the other day because of the NFL draft. But it's called length or girth, and what it usually is, length is long-term and girth is short-term. You ready for this? I'm going to throw three questions at you, okay?
Okay.
Okay, let's do this. Length or girth, brought to you by Ward's Smelly Breath. It's not as bad as Peter the 22-year-old virgin, who I just might fire, but it still smells like shit nevertheless. Bob Quinn drafting quality players, length or girth?
Length.
Why?
Because I believe that because he's a scouting director with New England Patriots, he learned under Belichick. He learned under a lot of other top-tier scouts who have a great resume, and I believe he knows what he's doing with this draft. This is the best draft we've had in years.
I agree 100%. This might be the best draft in Detroit football Lions history. Bob Quinn, I was wrong about you. I was so upset when you drafted Taylor Decker. But then you came back and you drafted a necessity, and I mean, we needed it so damn bad. And Sean Robinson, and I just want to congratulate you, Bob Quinn. God bless you. Let's hope all these guys start at least 1 to 4, which I think they will. And I like what Mike Mayock said about your boy Miles Killebrew.
Yeah.
The hardest hitter he's seen in his whole entire whatever.
Right.
What did he say? The hardest hitter?
He said he's the hardest hitting safety he's seen in years coming out of the draft, and every time he hits somebody, the guys go backwards.
Dude, I hope he's Steve Atwater 2.0.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Question number 2 on length or girth. Anibal Sanchez striking out opponents.
Girth. It's going to be short term.
Right.
He's only 90 to 92, touches 93 at times in the first, second inning. Changeup was looking good. I just don't see it continuing because he has a high ERA. He is starting to walk more guys. But he has changed his pitching rotation or his pitching movement as he's going back to the old Sanchez. Last year he got away from the turn that made him so famous.
Can you scream into the microphone a little bit louder so you can blow my eardrums out?
Sure, I can. I can try.
Right. Please get naked. I agree with you 100%. Anibal Sanchez, girth.
The
guy is very inconsistent.
He's out of here after this year.
Oh, my goodness gracious. He can only pitch 5 1/3 as well. We're going to have to really rely on our bullpen this year.
Yes.
We got him going 18 and 10 in the month of May.
Yes.
All right, question number 3 on length or Andre Drummond.
Girth.
Gone?
Girth. I think you have to get rid of him. If you have playoff implications, you can't have a guy shooting 35%. If he can get up to 50%, 50 measly percent, he would be a keeper.
Do you miss Greg Monroe?
I miss some of Monroe's ability. He was a solid player here.
He's a better free throw shooter.
He's definitely a better free throw shooter. He's not a better defensive player. He's not a better rebounder. He's not as athletic. He doesn't get up and down the court as well as Drummond does. But at this time in the playoffs, you definitely miss Monroe and his ability.
I agree 100%. Andre Drummond. I agree with you, but I'm going to go length. They're going to re-sign the guy.
I just don't see him as a – you can't sign guys to max contracts. He even wants to
stay in Detroit after Van Gundy benches him with 4 minutes left and puts Baines in?
To tell you the truth, I think he gets a max contract deal as a restricted free agent and possibly leaves us. There's a lot of free agents out there this year, man. Durant's going to be a free agent. DeMar DeRozan, Gasol, Horford, Bradley Beal. Personally, I would like to see us either –
monster.
I would like to see us sign either – Jordan Clarkson or Jeremy Lin as a backup point guard.
Really? I'm looking for Matthew Dellavedova from Cleveland. He's going to be a free agent.
He's solid.
Plays really good defense. I mean, anything better than Steve
Mike Conley coming off the Grizzlies is an unrestricted free agent this year, I believe. He'd be quality.
My niece Claudia can probably play better defense.
Absolutely. She's falling asleep right now on the table, but she looks much like Steve Brake on defense.
She doesn't even know what we're talking about.
Absolutely.
That was length or girth.
But she gets good grades, and that's all that matters.
That is all that matters. Hey, we'll add a bonus question. I think I'm going to shit can those other 2 guys that I was working with because they're just not committed to the show whatsoever, but I am and so are you. This show, length or girth?
Linked with the show, I believe that we're gonna offer a good quality product. and that we talk sports. People want to hear about stats and statistics, and people want to hear opinions from people who study these games. Mm-hmm. And I believe the show will go on. The show must go on, Vinny.
Yeah, it has to go on. I just can't believe that I put all my trust and effort into these two guys that just defecated on my chest. Not literally, but,
figuratively.
Thanks a lot, guys.
But they would defecate on your chest if you would allow them to. And we can put it on YouTube.
Yeah, no hard feelings, but I think I'm going to have to cut my ties with those two guys. That'll do it for Length or Girth. Seriously, thank you, Ward, very much.
I have both, so I'm proud.
Dude, I have neither. I wish I did. It would be so
That's
terrific.
Great.
Oh, hopefully this podcast turned out to be okay. You got the Tigers going 18-10, so do I. So they're going to be 30-20 by the end of May. That looks pretty good. Let's see what the White Sox do, and let's see what the Royals do. Thank you for listening to episode 4 of the Vinny Stubbs Show. Ward the Heckler Elliott. You can see this guy raising hell at Ford Field every Sunday, drunker than a skunk, and you can see me there next to him holding signs up saying, "Fire Bob Quinn." I'm Vinny Stubbs.
Hire Bob Quinn. I'm Ward Elliott.
He's doing a really good job.
I'm proud of him.
With the exception of Taylor Decker, I think that he has done
Decker's going to make you eat your words.
Substantially better job than Martin Mayhew, dude.
Decker's going to make you eat your words.
All right, I'm Vinny Stubbs. That's Ward the Heckler Elliott on the Vinny Stubbs Show that comes out every Sunday at around 10 o'clock on DetroitSportsPodcast.com. Thank you and have a
Enjoy your sports weekend, people.
Weekend, folks.